I need to suppress my feelings, because feelings leads to all-out war. Equilibrium, released in 2002, and is directed by Kit Wimmer, who has also directed such films like One Tough Bastard, Ultraviolet, and the prequel film to Children of the Corn, Children of the Corn. And this film is starring Christian Bale, Emily Watson, Angus McFadden, Sean Bean, and Taye Diggs. You know, the guy who was once married to Idina Menzel. So, you know, a man who makes very poor choices in life. And the reason why we're talking Equilibrium today is because it was a PayPal recommendation from the two biggest supporters that I have on this channel, Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle. You guys send me the best recommendations, whether they're films that I like, or whether they're films that when I watch them, I end up not liking them as much. They're still the best recommendations because it helps me keep an open mind and expand my movie viewing catalog. So if any of you out there also want to be like Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle and help donate and support this channel, you can make a PayPal donation by clicking on the donate button on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, and if you have a movie that you really want me to review and give you a shout out on the channel, you can attach your movie with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can. In the not too distant future, World War III has broken out, and a totalitarian city-state has been established as a result. And this city-state's prime objective is to eliminate all emotion and all artistic expression from their inhabitants. It's because of emotion and artistic creativity that leads us to hatred, which again leads us to war. So the powers that be have enlisted the best martial arts and law enforcement special secret agents they can muster, called clerics. And the best one out of all of them is John Preston, played by Christian Bale. However, accidentally one day, he misses his dosage of the medicine that is keeping his emotions suppressed. And now he starts feeling. And I remember seeing this movie on DVD racks at several different stores for a long time before I eventually ended up purchasing it. I mean, the poster looks cool, it has Christian Bale in it, and he's always fantastic. He's holding guns, and from what I hear, they do some cool gun fu called gun kata. And I remember finally purchasing it and watching it and thinking, you know, Christian Bale is awesome, but I really, I don't care. And I think that was the mindset for audiences for the initial run of this movie, because this movie lost money. Had a budget of $20 million, it only made $5.3 million at the box office. That's a swing and a miss! I guess the studio pulled back its advertising because they didn't want to risk taking a loss, even though because they didn't advertise it, no one knew the film was coming out, so it made a loss because of that. Whereas if you would have advertised for it, you could have potentially made a profit. Kinda, maybe. It's a double-edged sword. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. But that's what you get for making a kind of mediocre sci-fi futuristic action movie. That on this viewing for me, it's actually better than what I remember. Have we seen this storyline before of this totalitarian, futuristic city-state that's suppressing the underprivileged society and their inhabitants until one of the higher-ups or high-ranking officials starts feeling feelings for them? Yes, we've seen that many times before. But the overall message, I mean, is not a bad message. Art, creativity, emotions are essential to being human. It's what makes humans humans. And if you take that away or you suppress it, we're just walking corpses. I feel that the big knock on this movie that I have, though, is the clash of styles. We have the cityscape backgrounds and big, tall skyscraper buildings and futuristic technology, but the majority of this film is shot outside of the city limits, with all of these clerics taking down the rebels, the people who I guess are not allowed into the city because they're not taking their medicine. And all of that looks like they just rented a condemned warehouse in downtown in some city that they were shooting, and it just looks like nowadays everyday normal life. Not very futuristic in my opinion. So there's a big production design style clash here. Am I asking for flying cars? Am I asking for like Blade Runner sci-fi type crap? No. I'm just looking for something that kind of seems universal, that hey, this is far in the future, World War III has happened, don't make it look like, oh hey, it's just Tuesday. I will give all the kudos in the world, though, to Christian Bale. Whenever this actor is on screen, he is magnificent. I don't think I've seen a role of his that I'm like, oh my god, you're freaking terrible. He is dialed into everything, and here he is again, and he's amazing. In this movie, he's basically Batman before he was Batman, suppressing his emotions willingly after he forgets his dosage, and just trying to see, you can see the emotions trying to fight through, but he can't do that, because if he does that, he's going to be incinerated. So to see him fight and to hold back his emotions as much as possible, it's a fun thing to see, even though one of the hard things to see is him watching a bunch of puppies get shot. I forgot about that scene, Rusted Beetles, and I had to watch it again. Granted, you don't actually see the things, but you hear the things. And I don't like hearing the things. If you shoot animals, especially dogs or cats in movies, those characters need to die. And I don't want to watch or hear that, because puppies and cats are the best things on the planet. It does wipe the slate clean for this character, and it makes him a hero in my eyes because he does save one puppy. So all of the bad stuff that he did before, because remember, he starts out as a villain in this movie. He kills his partner because he suspects him of also skipping his dosages and start feeling the feels. But when he saves the puppy, it's all redeemed. He's a redeemable character. He's a good guy. I want him to win now. However, when it comes to this futuristic city-state totalitarian government, the higher-ups here, I mean, how stupid can they be? You have agents like Preston who can, by just hearing someone and how they say a line, can tell that, oh, you're feeling, so we need to suppress and incinerate you. But the other higher-ups, when Christian Bale is, as plain as day, showing emotion or trying to repress his emotion, and they just let him keep going, it's like, how stupid can you be? I think it'd be best if you just killed him. And then when we get to the end, we find out that, yes, I guess the powers that be were planning this whole thing all along. They were planning on him missing his dosage and starting to feel things, and going to the rebellion, and leading them to the rebellion, and then welcoming Christian Bale to the main office to meet Allfather, and to reveal their plan to him. They planned that whole thing? I find that unlikely, I'm sorry. And if that was their plan altogether, I mean, they get their ass kicked. Like, it's not even close. It's not even a contest. Christian Bale takes out all of the minion guard, and then takes out Taye Diggs, like, kicks his ass. Taye Diggs doesn't even stand a chance. I love that he's, like, all talk in this movie, and like, hey, I'm on the same level as you. I'm your match. No, you're not. You don't even get a move in. And then he easily takes out the Allfather. So, if this was your plan all along, Allfather, you're dumb. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But I will say the action sequences, the gun kata, gun fu scenes here are very impressive, especially the first one that we get. When it's all dark, he breaks in, and he's just standing there waiting to hear all of the voices of everyone in the room, and then takes everyone out with all of these different angles of pointing his guns everywhere, and every shot creates a light in this pitch black dark room, so it's like a strobe light. Really cool. However, I do feel that the atmosphere and the characters that we get, because they're so cold and emotionless, there is a disconnect there, and there is a difficulty that I experience as an audience member feeling for these characters, especially Christian Bale's character trying to feel his feelings of the feels. And I think that's just an overall umbrella for this movie. It just feels cold and emotionless, and I know that's the point of this movie and the style of this movie, but because of that, I feel that there is a disconnect with me. I think the film is a better than average totalitarian utopia type futuristic film, but I also don't think it's something that you need to shout and proclaim your love for on top of a mountain. Would I watch this again? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'm just not craving to go back and watching it, even though Christian Bale is a mixture of Batman and Neo from The Matrix. Actually, everything in here is very Matrix-like. I think they're like, hey, you know that movie from a couple of years ago? God, that was awesome. Could we just do that, production designer? Yeah, fine, we can do that. If you're gonna watch this movie, watch it for Christian Bale and just to see his progression over the years as an actor. He's fantastic here, and it only leads him to better things in his career. I'm gonna give Equilibrium 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
Alright everyone, now because my favorite part of my video is where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next, and the next one is another PayPal recommendation / donation that I received from another big contributor on this channel. Autumn Blood, you recommended the classic film Brighton Rock, starring the famous Richard Attenborough. And I'm pretty sure you recommended this movie because in my Great Escape film, I said that this is very weird because I've never seen Richard Attenborough young before. I've only seen him in Jurassic Park and directing Gandhi, so here he's much younger, like in his 20s. I've never heard of this movie before, though, and like I said, I've never seen a young Richard Attenborough before, so this is going to be quite a treat. Thank you very much, Autumn Blood. So guys, have you seen Equilibrium? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here and you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Brighton Rock. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.